Good day, everybody. I welcome you to another week. This is Monday, the beginning of the work week for many of us. It is really important that we take some time to pause in the middle, maybe in our day, or maybe even at the end of our day, and to consider as to how God is close to us and what God speaks to each and every one of us. And in doing so, allow the very life and the very love of God to permeate our very selves and then to direct and to guide all that we do. Today, we hear from the gospel according to Matthew, really something that is that which is to be heard and to be practiced, in short, to be lived. So let me then, in light of that, share with you these words from the gospel according to Matthew, the gospel of this day, Monday. And as we come together on this, the 22nd of June, let us again be all the more confident and all the more courageous as to who we are and what we can be. Jesus said to his disciples, "Stop judging, that you may not be judged. For as you judge, so will you be judged. And the measure with which you measure will be measured and measured out to you. Why do you notice the splinter in your brother's eye, but do not perceive the wooden beam in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, 'Let me remove the splinter from your eye,' while the wooden beam is in your eye? You hypocrite! Remove the wooden beam from your eye first. Then you will see clearly to remove the splinter from your brother's eye." In other words, simply stop judging. Stop judging that you may not yourselves be judged. Really hard to do because we find ourselves very much in a rhythm and very much in a type of a routine that we find that we judge without even completely, totally aware of it at any one time. That is why it is good for us to maybe pause in the course of our day, maybe at midday, but certainly at the end of the day, to replay the morning, to replay the day hour by hour, and really come to that awareness as to maybe how we have judged our brothers and our sisters at one time or another, in one way or another. The more that we become aware of it, the more we are empowered to then respond to it and to allow that empowerment to begin to dictate as to how we are going to live as God's sons and daughters. It is unfortunate, however, that we do find ourselves really sinful in that regard. And it is so unfortunate to see that maybe it is the way that our society lives and that our world lives, in which we judge and therefore we categorize people, we stereotype people. This is so unfair, but it is prejudicial. And as it is prejudicial, we know that so many times that sin of that can in some way take us away from the harmony and from the unity that we all deserve. My advice to you today, very simply, as we have talked about in previous reflections, practice the examine, either at the midday or at the end of the day. Look at your day hour by hour and see when you have maybe judged another, and especially unfairly. We seek forgiveness and mercy, but in that process, we build awareness. If you do not remember the examine as to how that works, you may Google that and begin to see as to how the examine can be a part of your prayer. Remember, the examine was founded by St. Ignatius of Loyola, the founder of the Jesuits. And if you look at the Ignatian Examen, Ignatian EXAMEN, then I think you will begin to see how we find that God is never away from us, even though we may be away from God. Let us again, maybe at this very moment, pray the examen. And as we again replay that day, may our eyes and ears be open, and may our minds and may our hearts be made ready to once again turn away from all that is not of God, to turn to all that which is of God. Blessings this day. Thank you.